Hey YouTube and Caymanas Park Turf Fights. Welcome back to Down the Stretch. I'm your host Christopher Charlton. And boy, do we have a card in our hands. The other handicappers should agree. Punter's Paradise, Professor L and Yard TV. Alright, let's get into it. The first race is for the Pick 4 Trophy. Native bred 3-year-olds, non-winners of 2 and imported 3-year-olds and up maidens. 9 starters, 8 furlongs. I've boiled this down to 4. The 1 J Spieth, the 6 King Pie, the 7 Oil Machine, and the 8 Kalin's Melody. Alright, J Spieth, stretching out to a mile now, hasn't been over a distance of ground, over this middle distance, since maybe June. But I think it's going to be on a more relaxed pace here. I think J Spieth definitely can manage these, and if he's allowed to get to that lead early, I think Dawkins will know exactly how to keep him rolling. So definitely J Spieth is in here with a maximum shot of making all and winning. The 6 King Pie from the stables of Anthony Nunes has Shane Ellis in the saddle. King Pie definitely going to enjoy this trip, and if they go too fast too soon, I think King Pie will be the one finishing best of the rest. Was in the classics, so definitely King Pie is in here with a shot, especially with Shane Ellis in the saddle. The 7 Oil Machine, the horse I think going to cause most of the problems on the headline for J Spieth. But I think J Spieth might be a little bit more of a pacier horse as he's been training over the shorter distances, but definitely Oil Machine, if he's allowed to get to that lead without any pressure, definitely would be a tough nut to crack. But I think J Spieth has him covered on the front end. And Kaylin Melody, another late running start, just defeated and last when going 9 furlongs and 25 yards. The mile is suited to a mile, but I think Kaylin's Melody is going to want a strong pace up front to be coming at them late. I don't think she wants it too slow where she's too early and then she doesn't fire in the stretch. But if she gets a strong pace, she'll definitely be one of those finishing very fast. I leave Providence. I think Providence is just a one-pace horse. I could be wrong, unless his stablemate Lucy in the Sky decides that she's going to play rabbit once again for him. But I'm sticking with those 4. The 1 J Spieth, the 6 King Pie, the 7 Oil Machine, and the 8 Kaylin Melody. And I kind of like J Spieth to make a front-running bid and make all. The second race, this is the Super Lotto Trophy. Native bred 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 and imported 4-year-olds and up maiden, 7 starters, 7 furlongs. I've boiled this down to 4 horses, the 1 Slam Dunk, the 3 Papa Grey, the 4 Joe Blaine, and the 7 Money Box. Okay, Slam Dunk went a little too fast for his own good and last. Under a more patient ride here, I think Slam Dunk definitely going to put in a capital effort, especially going a furlong shorter. Has Radish Roman in the saddle now. The 3 Papa Grey was involved with that speed duel with Slam Dunk on last. Also gets a furlong shorter to go, which should suit Papa Grey. Up in the handicaps though, so I don't know how that's going to calculate out if they decide to hook up early. The 4 Joe Blaine, I mentioned in a previous video that Joe Blaine was wide his entire trip going 6 furlongs. He was drawn 16th and he was wide the entire race and still ran on strong outside to finish only 3 lengths fourth to Veliki Viki. Gets an extra furlong to go. He's drawn 4. As long as he's not pinched out and squeezed right out of the race early, definitely Joe Blaine should be finishing strong. And the 7 Money Box, he's also coming out of a troubled race where he hit the starting gate when leaving and then was pinched out of the race. Gets a reduction in distance. He was in that exact same race with Papa Grey and Slam Dunk. This time around now from a clean break and the skillful hands of Shane Ellis, and he's drawn wide. Should stay clear of trouble early, and this Money Box, I think we're going to get the best run from Money Box this time around. So those are my 4. The 1 Slam Dunk, the 3 Papa Grey, the 4 Joe Blaine, and the 7 Money Box. I'm leaning towards Money Box to get the job done. The third race, this is the Pick 3 Trophy. for native bred 4-year-olds and up, and non-winners of 4, and imported 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 3. 9 starters, 7 furlongs the distance. Boil this down to 4. They are the 3 Smart Asset, the 4 Whiz Kid, the 5 Wayne's Princess, and the 9 Bernard the Quick. Okay, let's look at first Smart Asset. Disappointing on last over the straight. Showed nothing in that race. Stretched out to 7 now the last time, over 7 furlongs back in June. Was third to Money Miser, who is way above this league. So I don't think 7 furlongs is going to be a problem to Smart Asset. The next horse is Wayne's Princess. Mid-pack closer. Last time out was over the same 5 straight race with Smart Asset, was 4th. I think 7 furlongs is more to his liking. Last time at the distance was 3rd to Mr. Senator. Don't mind the dogs in the background. Was 3rd to Mr. Senator. Country Francis is back in the saddle. And if he gets a nice pace in front of him, Wayne's Princess will be one of those finishing strong up the lane. The 4 Whiz Kid is a late running sort who definitely likes a strong pace in front of him. I don't think he's going to find 7 furlongs too sharp. Would prefer it a little longer, but if you can see his last run at 6.5 to Norbler is only 3/4 lengths off that, so that's saying a lot for his chances. But he did get a strong pace there to close at. But definitely, if the pace is strong, Whiz Kid will be the one I think finishing the best. And I think the horse they all have to beat is the 9 Bernard the Quick. Not seen too much speed around. The last time out in August, he won this exact same distance by 11 lengths, beating basically these kind of horses that want to run on. So if he's allowed to get on that lead and skip away, I don't think they're going to catch Bernard the Quick. Definitely, I think is the horse they're going to have to beat. So those are my 4 in the event. The 3 Smart Asset, the 4 Whiz Kid, the 5 Wayne's Princess, and the horse they all have to catch and beat, Bernard the Quick. If I was going to bet in the race, I'd probably buy a Quinella with Bernard the Quick and Whiz Kid. The 4th race, this is for the toddlers. It's the BGLC Toba Jamboree Sprint. Nature bred 2-year-old maiden special weight, 10 starters, 6 furlongs. And with 2-year-old races, anything can happen, but I've boiled it down to 4. The 2 Ideal Winner, the 4 Roaring Kitty, the 6 Strong Mind, and the 10 Beautiful Sunset. Okay, Ideal Winner on debut was second to Mighty Gully over 4.5 furlongs in a very fast 53-2. Has worked 48-4 coming back into this race. So definitely in here with a shot, going the extra furlong and a half and round the bends. The second horse in the race I like is the 4 Roaring Kitty. This horse is the half sister to Derby winner Crown Chaser, but gets the arm on the stallion side, Casual Trick, who's a sprint stallion. So very well bred Roaring Kitty. Seen that exercise, nothing too flashy, but has galloped out the gate 7 furlongs in 1:33, a mile in 1:49. Not bad. Then came back at 51-2, 50-2. Last gallop coming to this race was 5 furlongs in 1:04 breezing. Definitely useful at exercise and very well bred. Radish Roman gets the call, so I'm watching to see how this Roaring Kitty performs. The 6 Strong Mind was my selection on debut. Was very prominent for the first maybe 2 furlongs of the event, and then just came to a walk in that event. But was matching strides with Mighty Gully and Ideal Winner there. Still at the track. Last word coming to this is 51-2. I'm going to give this horse an outsider shot this time around. I think maybe him just needed that run. Also a Casual Trick colt, so I'm watching for Strong Mind to put in a better effort. And the 10, that is Beautiful Sunset. 2 starts, second and last at 5 furlongs round to Danka. Definitely the one I think working the best in the race. Last work was 5.5 in 1:07.3. Last 5 in 1 minute 1 and 3. So that's a big work coming into this race. So definitely Beautiful Sunset should be a part of the outcome. But as I said, those are my top 4. The 2 Ideal Winner, the 4 Roaring Kitty, the 6 Strong Mind, and the 10 Beautiful Sunset. I won't stick my neck out in that one, but those are the 4 I like. The 5th race, the Lotto Trophy. 3 years and up, claiming 1.5 million to 1.2, 11 starters, 6.5 furlongs. I've boiled this down to 3. They are the 1 Taurus Boy, the 3 Gilbert, and the 10 Press Conference. Taurus Boy, last 2 races, very good races. He couldn't win on last, couldn't beat Outer Class Mojito at 6 furlongs, but was staying on and gets an extra half a furlong to travel. Still comes in with the top weight. The race before that, he was 2.5 lengths behind Press Conference over the 5 furlong straight. In that race, he was only carrying 112, now up 16 pounds. So we'll see how Taurus Boy handles this. Poorly drawn at 1, and he's not a horse that really possesses a lot of speed, so I think that's going to be a little problem for Taurus Boy. But if Francis can position him after the start to not get bogged down, I think he should have a shot here. The 3 Gilbert turned in a strong performance when at a million claimer to win by 7 lengths at 7 furlongs. Very easy win. Stepped back up to overnight allowance at 6.5 furlongs and was blown away by Oasis Jack. Back down to claiming here, although facing some other drop down horses. Does have Shane Ellis in the saddle. And Gilbert, this very burly chestnut horse, I think, will put in a much better effort. And the 10, which is the horse I think they are going to have to beat here, is definitely Press Conference. Recent winner last over the 5 straight. It's up 10 pounds in the scales, but stepping down here to the claiming ranks. And 6 furlong, definitely no problem. The last time over 6, he was 3rd by 4 lengths to Atlantic Convoy and Sensational Move. 2 horses who have left this class, so at 6.5 furlongs. The last time he was at 6.5, he was 3rd by a length and up 3/4 to Kalita and Perfect Brew. So that speaks volumes for the chance of Press Conference here. He's perfectly drawn at 10, so I don't think he'll get caught in any traffic early. And he doesn't have enough pace to get a good position with Radish Roman in the saddle. For those who like the Superfecta and High Five, my 2 outer that I might squeeze into this race are the 5 No More Deals. A lot of people might say I might be crazy, but at this distance and No More Deals, stepping down to the claiming ranks with Shane Richardson in the saddle. Busy at exercise, worked 5.5 in 110 by 103.4, and before that was 102 and 1 by a 47.2. Beating She's Dallas Love. So I think No More Deals is in this race as a very dangerous outsider possibility. And the 11 horse, Sunny T and Chippy. This horse I think possibly might be the best late running horse in the event. So if they go too fast too soon, the Spencer Chung trained Sunny T and Chippy, who now has the services of Ryan Lewis, I think will be finishing the best. And remember, he's a very good pedigree horse out of Trinket Box. Savoy Stomp stallion. So I think if they falter in the lane, I think Sunny T and Chippy will be finishing really strong. But those are my 2 horses. Put in your exotics, the Superfecta and your High Five at good prices. The 6th race, the Cash Pot Trophy. For native bred 3-year-old maidens, not earned 280,000 lifetimes, 13 starters, 6 furlongs is the distance. And this is a brain buster kind of race. Nothing really special in the race. So you have to wiggle your way through and see if you can spot anything. So I brought it down to 4. The 3 Golden Lawyer, the 8 Little Maggie, the 12 Dove, the 13 Lady Sarasuta. Okay, Golden Lawyer was only beaten 3.25 lengths and last to La Vida and Princess Catalea. Broke slow in that event and still stayed on late in the event for a good run. Gets Radish Roman this time around for Patrick Lynch. Comes in the race very fit, and Golden Lawyer should put out a capital effort, especially going around the bends now. Last time going close to this distance at 6.5 was 3rd to Small Boss. So he's in here with a good shot. The 8 Lil Maggie is coming out of a race with where she was second by 7 lengths to She's Dallas Love, 5 furlongs round, gets an extra furlong and a half to travel. Gets an apprentice in his back, claiming 4, so some weight comes off the back of this little Maggie. One to watch. The 12, Dove, Seeking My Dream filly. Christopher Mambin replaces Rich Henry. Was 4th in his last 2 starts. The 4th he ran against My Sunshine and Blood Moon was a very good run there. If he reproduces that run, I think Dove is definitely going to be in with a big shot. And the horse that I like is the 13 Lady Sarasuta. Gets Samantha Fletcher this time around. Was lost by a head on last over the 5 furlongs straight. In that race, he was hindered badly after the start, was out of it, and then still came with a very strong run to finish a very strong 3rd, losing by a head from a clean start. On that occasion, I definitely think Lady Sarasuta would have won and would have been out of this class, so that's why I'm giving the edge to Lady Sarasuta. Gets the wide draw, but I think has enough pace to come around and get a good position. Yeah, I'm leaning towards this Lady Sarasuta. For Superfecta and High Five, I'd squeeze in the horse I picked recently, Monster Vigorous, but tends to jump bad at the start. Was poorly out the gates on last against the Soul Warrior. Cut back down in distance now, shouldn't be a problem for him. So I think Monster Vigorous is one you can definitely put into your High Fives and Superfectas. And a long shot to watch in the event is the 9 Dream to Reality with Jerome Ennis in the saddle. Has only 3 starts, but definitely I think is one you're going to have to note in the days ahead. This very well bred horse of sensational slam out of Dream come true. I'm expecting Dream to Reality to put in a good run, so I'd stick him into my Superfectas and High Five. The 7th, the Port Royal Sprint, 3-year-olds and up. Stakes for Grade 1 horses, 7 starters, 6 furlongs. And I hope these horses really put on a show for us. This is an interesting race. I've boiled it down to 3. The 1, Pack Plays. The 5, Is That a Fact? And the 6, Desert of Malibu. All right, Pack Plays. Blew a hole into the wind when making his local debut with top weight. Takes off 8 pounds for this, stepping up here to Grade 1. So, but really just put on a show, but didn't have anybody really putting the pressures on him in the early stages. So, he had it all to himself. So he just ran against the clock. But I've seen him run at Gulfstream, and he doesn't necessarily have to go to the lead in his races. He can sit and just wait, maybe 3rd or so. But I don't think they're going to change a winning strategy. I think they're just going to try to go to the lead and try to just see if they can fight them. But that's left to be seen if he can do that up in class. The 5, Is That a Fact? Strong second in the Gold Cup and last to the country's top-rated horse, Fun Can Done. Only lost by 3/4 a length. Comes in here with top weight, because he is one of the top-rated horses here. Gets 6 furlong, a rematch against Desert of Malibu, who beat him by 10 lengths the last time they met, when he was carrying 126 pounds. That race I can excuse Is That a Fact's performance, because he had to do the dirty work. There was no one in the race that was brave enough to test a Desert of Malibu early, so Is That a Fact had to do the dirty job, and that's what caused Is That a Fact to finish 3rd. And in the Gold Cup, if you notice, Wall Street Trader was in front of Is That a Fact by 3.5 lengths in that 6 furlong event. When they came in the Gold Cup, Is That a Fact was way in front of Wall Street Trader the next time out, when Is That a Fact didn't have to test the pace. So I think Is That a Fact definitely is going to enjoy this running with more speed added in the race. Dangerous horse, Is That a Fact? And the 6, Desert of Malibu, recently scratched. They said she was bitten by a scorpion. Hasn't been back, hasn't been really pushed at exercise, but working, so that means that's okay. She's sound. Radish Woman still has the ride. Loves to just jump out there and go on that lead. And that's just how she likes to run. But we have seen in the past where she was very slow at the starting gates and flew in the stretch at 6 furlongs to beat Madeline Sunshine back in January. If you watch that replay of that race, she was 13 lengths off them leaving the half mile and still won by a length. So is a very versatile runner. But I think from a clean break, she's definitely just going to go out there and try to get to that lead. So it's interesting to see what she and Pack Play decide to display for us. And they're not the only ones in the race with speed, because you're going to have Sensational Move, who only knows to run from the front. So he's definitely going to make sure they're kept honest. So too this Wall Street Trader. As I said, he was 3 lengths in front of Is That a Fact when they were in the Desert of Malibu race. But the next time they met in the Gold Cup, she had him 18 lengths behind. So I show you that's how pace works in races sometime. So those are my 3. The 1 Pax Play, the 5 Is That a Fact, and the 6 Desert of Malibu. If they decide to hook up on a very strong pace, I would not be surprised if Is That a Fact gobbles them up in the stretch. But a very interesting contest is brewing. The 8th race, the St. Elizabeth Distaff. 3 wheels and up, overnight allowance, fillies and mares, grade 3, 10 starters and 8 furlongs is the distance. Another tough contest, but I've boiled it down to 4. They are the 4, Power From Above, the 7, Digital One, the 9, Sistine Treasure, and 8, Bootylicious. Okay, my selections. The 4, Power From Above. Didn't get enough pace to display his late footing on last going 6.5 furlong. As you can see, they slowed it down at the half mile to 48. So that threw a wrench in his plans. Finished 5th by 8 lengths. 2 Oasis Jack and Grecian Light. Gets a mile today and definitely down 3 pounds. Tevin Foster now in the saddle, and definitely this Power From Above. I'm expected to get a strong pace today. Power From Above will be coming like a bat out of hell. The 7 Digital One. This imported horse, 3rd and last to Perfect Blue and Money Market. Think Money Market was trying to steal home in that event in the slop. Perfect Blue gobbled them up late in the event. The visors have now been removed. The last time he ran out the visors, he was in the blinkers. I think he was 3rd. But the last time he had nothing on his face was when he was 3rd to Easy as ABC and Stamp the Rhythm at a mile. So I think it's probably a plus for him here. They don't want him to get too involved in the race too early, which I think is a good idea. And I think this Digital One is going to be the one who makes probably the first move on Power From Above and Sistine Treasure. I think he might get the first jump on them turning for home. So he definitely has a good shot. Sistine Treasure is a run-on horse like Power From Above, but I think Power From Above might be a stronger run-on horse. But they last met going 9.25 when Power From Above was just in front of Sistine Treasure. She always puts in a good run. Her last run was 5 lengths behind Fearless Soul and Sensational Move. I think she was a little out of her depth there. But getting back a mile now. Last time over a mile was 3rd by 3 lengths to Fred the Great and Atlantic Convoy. Going to get a pace in this race, although height in the handicaps. Sistine Treasure should run her useful and honest race. And Bootylicious. Bootylicious coming off a break since July, when winning 5 furlongs round easily over Money Market and Chocomo. Has Ryan Lewis once again. A mile might be a little bit taxing for this Bootylicious, but being the controlling pace in this event, I think Bootylicious, if allowed to steal a march on them, could be very dangerous in the stretch. But I think this Joyce Golden might be the one that's going to put a little pressure on him early and possibly Provocativa. But natural speed, I think Bootylicious has it. So if he does manage to muscle his way through and she gets easy lead, she'll probably prove a very tough horse to catch. Yeah, but those are my 4. The 4 Power From Above, the 7 Digital One, the 9 Sistine Treasure, and the 8 Bootylicious. I'm leaning towards Power From Above. I'm expecting a very strong pace. and I'm expecting Digital One to hit the front somewhere in the stretch, but I think probably get caught by Power From Above in the last furlong or so. So I'm leaning towards Power From Above to get the better of those. The 9th race, the Moneytime Trophy. Nature bred 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. Non-winners of 4, 12 starters, 6 furlongs. And another very interesting contest. Nice strong feel. On paper, you'd probably give the edge to She's That Girl. But when you really go through the race, you think that, it's not going to be a walk in the park. So I've boiled this race down to 4. The 2, Prince Aman. The 6, Firecracker. The 8, She's That Girl. And the 9, Allegiance. Okay, Prince Aman. Completely unlucky and last in the She's That Girl race. He was the one that was hindered badly, while She's That Girl was disqualified in the early part of the race. When he was just about to get into contention, he was hindered down on the rail and completely lost his footing, fell back, still managed to only be beaten 6.5 lengths fourth. So that speaks volumes for Prince Aman's chances here with Shane Ellis in the saddle. A very capital effort expected from Prince Aman, and they're now going a half a furlong longer at 6 furlongs. So from a clean trip, I think Prince Aman definitely is in here with a chance. The 6 horse is Firecracker, was in that very eventful race. Country kind of rushed Firecracker, I think, a little too soon in the event after the incident, and that caused Firecracker to not finish strong. Getting 6 furlongs now and doesn't have to worry about the pace in front of him because there's a lot of pace here today. I think Mullins replaces Francis. I think if he just rates him just off the leaders, wait for the last 3 furlongs, I think Firecracker is going to run a much, much better race. The 8, She's That Girl. Arguably the fastest horse in the lineup. Is what you call an outright sprinter though. I think She's That Girl, shows her best races 5 to 5.5. We'll get 6, don't get me wrong. 6 furlongs should not be a problem. But if there's added speed in the race, I think that might go against She's That Girl. So if Foster can get her out of the gates and get her into a clear lead, they're going to have the work cut out to catch her. But I don't think she's going to get it her own way. But that's left to be seen. And the 9, Allegiance. Allegiance would probably want it a little bit longer. Was in some of the classic race, was 4th in the Guineas. This Allegiance showing speed in his last few starts, going a mile and over against Run Julie Run and Come Home to Me and horses like that. Comes down in distance now, 6 furlongs. Won't have to be showing that speed here. I think Roman will just have to try to relax him. He's drawn perfectly on the outside, so he won't really get bogged down on the rail or anything like that. So he could get jockey for a perfect position in this event. No stranger to the big weight in his back. And coming in here is a very dangerous horse. Is the speed decides to collapse. This Allegiance, I think, should be the one finishing the best in the end. So those are the 4 that I think the race should come down between these 4. The 2, Prince Aman, the 6, Firecracker, the 8, She's That Girl, and the 9, Allegiance. She's That Girl, definitely the horse you have to beat though if she gets to that lead. For those who want to buy Superfect and High Fives, I'd probably squeeze in the 4, Teflon Don, and the 11, King's Crown. The 10th and final, the feature race of the day, the Jamaica Cup. 3 years and up stakes for grade 1 horses, 11 starters, 9.5 furlongs. Very, very nice field this year. Okay, and I've boiled this race down to 4. The 3, Fearless Soul, the 4, Atomica, the 6, Run Julie Run, and the 7, Fun Can Done. Okay, first up, Fearless Soul. Going to come in here at a bit of a price from the camp of the maestro, Philip Fiani. Winner and last over the 5 furlong straight, beating Speedball. Sensational move. Before that, came from way off of the pace to run second to Major Danger at 7 furlongs. Definitely coming into his own now. Has worked very well coming into this. 7 furlongs in 128.4. has the scope for a lot of improvement. And this Fearless Soul, I'm expecting a very, very good run from Fearless Soul at a price in the Jamaica Cup. The 4, the horse they all got to beat. Two-time defending champion Atomica and current track record holder. Beaten the last 2 times by Fun Candon, who's now the top rated horse in the country. But Fun Candon had a lot of help in those races because Atomica had to go out there and mix it up with grade 1 top pace horse Mamma Mia. There's no Mamma Mia here today. So Fun Candon is going to have to dig a little deeper to get back to this Atomica if she's allowed to control the pace. Working very well coming into this 113 and 4 for 6 furlongs. Dane Darkin finally back in the saddle, and Atomica, the horse they are all going to have to beat. Next up, we've got Run Julie Run. Run Julie Run is the 1,000 guineas winner. She was 2nd in the Jamaica Derby and 3rd in the St. Leger. She's the top rated 3-year-old. Beaten on last, but I think she was beaten by Mr. Fiani's unbelievable force. I think that pace really took the wind out of her in the last furlong, went 23.45, so, and went really fast. Getting a much milder pace here. I don't think she's going to want to gun it too hard too early, so I think she's going to run a much more competitive race, a more comfortable race, I should say, not competitive, a more comfortable race, and I'm expecting another big run from this young 3-year-old filly, Run Julie Run. And the top rated horse in the country, the Gold Cup winner, Fun Can Done, has the big weight in his back now. Coming off, he's on 3 consecutive wins, looking for number 4. Haladin still secures the ride here, up 4 pounds since his last run, but up 8 since last meeting Atomica. Wants to get a strong pace in front of him to chase down this Atomica once again, you know. But he's improving, and he's only 3 years old, so he's improving all the time, working very well as usual. Last work 127.4 coming to this race, and another capital effort is expected from Fun Can Done to make it a very interesting race in the stretch. Those are my top 4 for Superfect and High Five. I was going to squeeze some horses in. I'd probably use the horse that's looking for 5 in a row, Rhythm Buzz, but he's coming off his run since June. Definitely loves 2 turns though. Shane Ellis gets the rides here for Vincent Atkinson. Knows how to carry a horse fresh into races. So Rhythm Buzz, I would definitely squeeze him into my exotic bets. And the former Jamaica, this one-time Jamaica Cup winner, who was the first horse to have the track record, I think, for this race, was Further and Beyond, when he came from out of the clouds with Stedman to beat Billy Wiz trying to steal home. Hasn't been the horse he used to be, but I can tell you one thing, if the pace sets up and Mamdine has him covered up off the fractions and they come back, Further and Beyond will definitely come and finish in the money, but he has to be covered up. He's not a horse that likes to be too early. He's a horse with one move, you hold him up, you ask him to run in the stretch, and he can definitely come and complete those exotic bets. So yeah, those are my top 4 is Fearless Soul, Atomica, Run Julie Run, and Fun Can Done, and I'm giving the edge to the big filly Atomica to make it 3 Jamaica Cups in a row. Okay guys, I hope those tips have been helpful, and I hope we all have some luck, and as usual, be safe.